Hi everyone, this is Anastasia at Railsware. Today we'll continue discovering minimum viable product concept, and we'll have a look at more than 10 types of MVPs. This is the second video in our MVP series. Last time we've learned what minimum viable product is, what is the main goal of MVP, and what kind of benefits does it bring. Let's have a look at the types of MVP today. Watch this video till the end to see an actual use case of MVP I've prepared for you. And of course, while watching, consider subscribing. We managed to dig up 18 types of MVP on the web. We believe that this number could be even bigger due to different misconceptions that arise among startup founders. Watch our next videos where we dispel common myths related to MVP. We decided to classify types of MVP into two groups, each of which is meant for a particular range of tasks. The first group is the high-fidelity MVP. This category is definitely a fit for the product owners who are in pursuit of the following objectives: defining and optimizing a marketing strategy, testing the value proposition, communication channels, and CTA, defining potential strategies for growth, acquiring early adopters and asserting a product on the market, and learning the demand in the product. High-fidelity MVPs require more analysis and efforts. However, they provide you with a lot of practical data for your confidence in moving forward with product development. High-fidelity MVPs examples are digital prototypes, 3D models, or mock-ups, which allow you to examine user interface experience and engagement. Some types of this category might need a lot of manual work, like it was with Quora, when its team had to write Q&A themselves to attract users. Here are the most widespread high-fidelity MVPs. Concierge MVP. This is a product which uses manual guiding of users instead of automated algorithm. This type is a fit for projects based on recommendation engines or even machine learning techniques. The MVP is not powered by complex algorithms, and the core functionality is performed by real humans. Wizard of Oz MVP. A kind of enhanced concierge MVP. This type of product also uses the human-powered functionality, but it looks and feels like a real solution. For example, Zappos, an online shoe and clothing retailer, was launched as the Wizard of Oz MVP, and most of the functions were manual until it took off. Piecemeal MVP. With this type of product, a significant share of functionality is also manually powered. However, some of the missing features are emulated with existing services. We can look at the example of Steve Blank, who advised a startup aimed at the production of agriculture drones. His idea was to use an HD camera and a helicopter to collect the necessary data and sell it. It was not a drone-driven technology at the outset, but it validated the idea and even brought some income to its founders. Single-featured or one painkiller feature MVP. The hallmark of this type is the focus on one feature. You need to provide users with a clear understanding on what the product is meant for. Later on, the set of features might and probably will expand, but not at the MVP stage. A bit later, we will see an example of a single-featured MVP, so watch this video till the end. Before we move to the next group of MVPs, I would like to remind you that the product creation should always start from validating your business idea. Watch our video about using Lean Canvas to outline your business model just in 20-30 minutes before investing time and effort in the development. Moving to the next group, low-fidelity MVP. This category of MVPs options matches the following goals: learning the practical value of the product, finding out the most effective solutions the customers are in need of, getting a better understanding of customers' needs, and niche analysis, whether or not the problem is worth solving. To build a low-fidelity MVP, it's not necessary to do programming. Sometimes, even an introduction video or a survey is enough to understand your customer. For example, you can create a landing page MVP, like those at Product Hunt, and launch it for users. Another option is to build a slide deck or a mock-up which might be suitable for some sort of sales meetings. The following list contains possible low-fidelity MVPs: blogs, forums, communities, surveys and questionnaires, landing pages, explainer videos, advertising campaigns, mock-ups, slide decks, presentations, crowdfunding campaigns, and idea spotting networks. Each type of MVP matches a particular project. Sometimes you can opt for several types in one go, like combined release of a concierge MVP with a survey to be held on a specialized community or forum. Our use case for today is Smart Checklist for Jira. The origin of Smart Checklist lays in the necessity to solve one of our internal tasks. The Railsware team needed a usable solution to make long to-do lists in Jira. This is a great example of one painkiller feature MVP. It took us 2 days to write a piece of code and build a minimum viable product with the ability to convert Markdown into checklist items as an epic feature. Sometime later, we made it available on the Atlassian Marketplace for free with no particular plans on monetization. It was an internal solution which was good at solving our tasks. As soon as we began obtaining numerous user stories and requests, we understood that the demand for our bare-bones product was rising. Therefore, it was decided to start the product evolution, namely to make it better and monetize. At that time, we had 2 or 3 competitors that offered products with some similar functionality. Nevertheless, all they lacked the value we put emphasis on, the Markdown editor. Watch our video about using Value Proposition Canvas to make sure you understand your customers' needs and match them with the solutions your product offers. Value proposition should become the basis of your product before you go for MVP. Today, Smart Checklist feels integral in Jira, and users seeing it for the first time may not even notice that this is an add-on. The MVP has definitely solved our business goal and also brought benefits for target users. Our next videos will be dedicated to common misconceptions associated with MVP. Watch them next not to get confused when creating your minimum viable product.